Welcome back, guys, to another video brought to you by your one and only literary Pharaoh. Yesterday I was talking to you guys about the wildfires, and I asked a question. Could the wildfires that we hear that are going on in California, could those wildfires be actually an act of nature? Question mark. Now, it's a question that's posed to the assumed thinker, assuming that you guys do think. For the most part, most people don't think. They think what they're told. In other words, they're told what to think versus being taught how to think. If the news media calls it wildfires, there in the title, it contains a connotation of something that's uncontrolled, something that's not planned, something that's an act of nature. And we all know that's nothing could be further from the truth. Those wildfires were engineered, they were planned. The mayor left the country. I had people talking to me, asking me, why do you think, if you think that this is planned, why would they just burn? Why would they be burning people's houses down and burning areas down? Well, number one, land is a very important asset to have if you want to have power and control. And those who want the land want power and control. And power and control comes by the means of accruing money, possessing money, accumulating wealth. If you own land, you could rent out the land to people. If you own land, you could do so much with land if you own it. If you have an endeavor and you have an ambition to take over a particular area, you burn it down and you rebuild it. It's that simple. Now, you guys been saying, no, they wouldn't do that. Why would they not do that? I mean, what do you mean they wouldn't do that? See, the problem I have with people is that people have way too much faith, way too much belief in the agencies and these governmental systems, these systems that's supposed to govern us. The mayor of California coincidentally leaves the country, goes to Ghana on a vacation while this is happening. Not only does she go to Ghana, she refused, before the fires happened, she refused to refill the reservoirs. Now, the reservoirs refill the reservoirs with water. Why would you not do that? We know California is known for having wildfires. Wildfires, allegedly, as if it's an act of nature, but they planned them. I think you guys need to restructure your narrative and restructure your entire worldview to start to look at the wildfires that are happening in California as events that are staged and planned. The reason why they continue to happen is because they are planned. It's not an act of nature. No act of nature would cause that much wildfires. And then there's never enough resources to put out the fire. The mayor, they cut the budget of the fire department, which was insane. This was all orchestrated and planned. There was a video clip of a reporter trying to ask the mayor questions about, what happened, and asking the mayor questions about how she handled the situation in terms of her response and in terms of her proactive measures, any proactive measures that she put in place in order to mitigate the effects of the storm, of the wildfire, of the firestorm. And I say that in quotes because it's not wild. It's not something that happened naturally. It's planned. You have to understand that politicians, all of them, they sell their soul. The reason why this lady, the mayor, couldn't answer the question, she was totally mute. The guy repeatedly, for about a minute or two, kept asking her the same question. Do you have anything to say, ma'am? What happened in the wildfires? Do you have anything to say? Why are you not saying anything? Do you have anything to say? The reporter kept on trying to poke and prod for a response, and the mayor didn't say anything at all. You know why she couldn't say anything? Because she knows it's planned. She knows she had her hand tied, or did she? See, I've been saying this for years, and I think that everything that I think and everything that I've come to a conclusion for is actually happening. When I tell you guys that there's a extraterrestrial agenda, I know it turns people off. They're like, extraterrestrials, this guy's crazy. I'm like, okay. When I tell you guys that the politicians and the presidents and the governors and the mayors don't run anything, oh, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. When I tell you guys that the monetary system, that the free market economy, and the love of money, and the way we've substituted materialism for spirituality has been the #1 Achilles heel for the human experience. Because everyone could be bought. That mayor has been bought. How much money was she given to turn a blind eye? It's a black woman. She has a degree of soul. We're melanated beings. We know that black people are carbon-based and we're connected to the cosmos. We have a spiritual soul. We have souls. It hurts her. It pains her. But she knows she's in the wrong. That's why she was silent. She left the country because she couldn't stay in the country to watch California burn, because she knows she had a hand in it. And if she didn't do it, they would have elected somebody that would. These politicians are all but faces of the corrupt, evil empire that we will not see. They're the shadow of the reality. And we cannot see them, and we cannot find the person to point the finger at, to blame. So it's easy to use the politicians as the scapegoat. No, the politicians are bought. But if you guys all follow the money, I'm sure all of this goes back to the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller family, and other families that own most of these corporations. Follow the money. Mayors don't have power. Presidents don't have power. I've been telling you guys that from the get-go. These are just puppets paid to do what the controllers want them to do. Now, you're going to hear me use the word controllers and they a lot. And a lot of people get upset because they think that, oh, well, why are you using, who are they? Man, you're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Who are the controllers? There's nobody controlling anything, man. It's just the way the world is. You're a fucking idiot. Yeah, it is the way the world is. They're controllers. Just like when you're playing a video game, there's a software and you're controlling the game. There are controllers that control humanity. And there's an extraterrestrial influence, whether you believe it or not. Call me crazy, but I'm sure months and years from now, you guys are going to look back at these videos and say, man, that guy that used to ride in the car, it seemed like he was talking crazy, but he was onto something. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Those wildfires in California and in Lahaina, when you use direct energy weapons to cause fires, and you're cutting budgets of firefighters, and you're using weird practices, you're not even using water hoses to take down the fires, you're using all these so-called non-effective means of trying to put out the fire. This is planned, folks. They want it to burn down. They want to give you the illusion that they're trying to put the fires out. They want to give you the illusion that the fires are uncontrollable. They're controlled. As a matter of fact, they didn't have to be started. They were started. And it's not only poor people that are getting their houses, but everybody. Rich, poor, wealthy, celebrities, non-celebrities, everybody. Everyone can get it. It's equal opportunity out there for anybody out there. It's a land grab, folks. They're destroying the area to rebuild what they want. What they want, I don't know what the fuck they want, but they want something. But it's not that. So they're going to burn it down and redo it. And they don't care who's in the way. They don't care who gets hurt. And then to top it off, the fire insurance companies are pulling out. They no longer want to pay their part. They want you to pay monthly payments for fire insurance, but when it comes to when you need it the most, they're like, oh no, we're going to pull out. We're not going to pay anything. Car insurance, home insurance, all insurance companies are the biggest scams in America. I've been saying that as well. These are all scams. It's predicated on the root of fear. Oh, if I get into an accident and I don't have insurance, I'm going to have to pay out of pocket. You're already paying out of pocket, you idiot. Every month you're paying out of pocket. And even when you get into a car wreck, you still have to have You still have to meet a deductible and pay out of pocket some more on top of all the monthly payments you were paying. So tell me how insurance is beneficial to anybody. Any type of insurance, whether it be it medical insurance, auto insurance, fire insurance, flood insurance, they're all scams. But they penalize you for not getting them. Like, we just bought a home. They tell you to get insurance on your home, insurance on your mortgage. Why do I have to get that? If I didn't have insurance on my mortgage would be at a very decent price. But because you add the insurance to the mortgage, it hikes the price of the mortgage up because they combine it. It's all scams, folks, to put a stranglehold on the people of America. But I'm the conspiracy theorist. You guys just don't think. And yes, I might not have the elaborate the theatrics on my videos. I may not have the enticing mechanisms to draw people in. I'm just in the damn car driving and talking. And if that doesn't hold your attention, then you don't have an adult mind. You're immature. If you need theatrics and music and dancing and all that nonsense to stay engaged, then I don't need to be talking to you. Whether you're an adult or a young adolescent or a child, whoever's listening to me right now, if you require theatrics to stay engaged and you have an infantile mind and your mind is far from being matured, I'm giving you guys the truth. Those fires were planned. I'm not the only one saying it. Everybody, well, when I say everybody, I'm using hyperbole, but a lot of people are coming to the realization that, hold on here. This is not making sense. At work, my co-workers, I'm at a gas station right now. You know what? Give me a second. Let me pump gas so I'm not too late for work. I'm already running behind. Give me a second. Yeah, so I'm giving you guys the truth. Fires are not wildfires, nothing. All calamities are engineered with technology, advanced technology that the average Joe is not privy to or aware of. You're not aware of that stuff, but people are paid. The mayor was mute. Look it up. I'm not gonna provide you the receipt. You look it up. I tell you guys all the time, you don't have to believe you don't have to believe a damn thing I say. Look it up. Look up the interview with the mayor, or the attempted interview, as she's standing there with some of her people. She did not say a damn word because she couldn't, because she knows the guilt is eating at her. Her conscience is being burned right now. She's aware of what she's done. She knew going in, this is the price to pay if you're going to be a mayor of California. You got to turn a blind eye to a lot of the things that the controllers want. Why would anybody in their right mind not fill the reservoirs? Why would you cut the budget of the fire department? Then you leave the country? Oh, that's just a coincidence, right? And then many of the materials that are out there that stoke flames, that keep fires going, they tell people not to remove those items. It's against the law. Why would you not remove items that stoke the flame? Like, if California is known for an area that has wildfires, Why would you not get rid of things that keep the fires going? Unless you don't want the fires to stop. You must want the fires to continue. And that's what's happening. You guys I have to kind of guide you guys and walk you guys through the steps so you can think and say, okay, maybe this guy's onto something. But it's not, I'm not smart. I'm far from smart. I'm not a smart person. I just use my brain. I want you to use the same brain that the Creator gave you and I. Just use it. Apply it. You'll be amazed what you'll find if you actually use it. Just like I tell people, even like working out, you'll be amazed what happens if you actually go to the gym and start working out. You'll be amazed at what happens if you use your body and you get active. Same thing with the brain. If you activate your brain and actually use it, you'll be amazed what happens. You'll be amazed. Yeah, those fires are not accidental. They're always controlled. And again, I want you guys to use the same metric, the same measuring stick when trying to decipher what's propaganda and what are staged events. Is when all media outlets, be it CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, wherever you get your news or your information from, when they all repeat the same thing word for word verbatim. They're given scripts, folks. The media is controlled by the controllers. The banking systems are controlled by the controllers. And everyone has sold their soul. The mark of the beast has impacted everyone that's alive. The only people that don't have the mark of the beast, I say mark of the beast, not in a biblical rhetoric like what you guys think of mark of the beast is. I call this the beast system because it devours you and eats you up because you have no choice but to, well, everyone has a choice, but it's hard not to be a part of the beast system because you're born into the belly of the beast. And your whole life you're working on trying to get your ass out of it, and it's hard. People work their asses off waiting for a retirement. And when they retire, they die in the next 5 years because they lived an unhealthy life. The beast system has foods that are touted as foods, but in reality, they're nothing but toxins and death agents. They cause death, agents of death. That's what the food system is, the food industry. All fast food restaurants are killer machines. I mean, we live in a country where they're marketing nicotine products to children, making it look like candy. Those vaping packages, THC. Have you ever, I mean, what kind of world are we living in? You say, oh, they're trying to make money. Trying to make money. That doesn't justify anything. Okay? Doesn't justify evil. Let me take this call. I'll be right back. Yeah, continuing the video, guys. Yeah, so those wildfires are not wildfires at all. Yeah, they are wildfires because they were caused by the hands of men. So it's planned, it's manufactured, it's deliberate, it's done on purpose. I know it's hard for you guys to wrap your heads around that because you guys have been indoctrinated with the mindset that things happen and there's always some type of calamity on the horizon. There's all sorts of negative things that are just bound to happen and they're imminent. We're surrounded and compressed with the next thing, the next pandemic, the next disease, the next onslaught, the next natural disaster. We've been indoctrinated that way. The next war, the next terrorism, the next terroristic act, the next. News, television, news media bombards our psyches and our minds with so much negativity that we just believe that that's the way it's supposed to be. We just believe that wildfires just happen out of nowhere. Folks, wake up. Wake the hell up. Wake the F up. Those fires were caused deliberately, planned. No different than somebody walking around with a water hose watering their lawn or watering their garden. That's what this is. It's controllers utilizing technology, the means of technology being used for nefarious reasons, and they're using that technology to start these fires. insurance companies pulling out months before the fire. They knew it. Everybody knew it. The only people that didn't know it were the people who were the victims of the flames. They're the only ones that were left out. They didn't know that this was coming. And even if they did know it was coming, what are you just supposed to just move your stuff immediately without notice? Get another place to live? And if they can do this in California, they can do this everywhere. If the controllers, if those who are in power want a specific land, they will burn it down, blame it on Mother Nature, blame it on something else, call it a natural disaster, which is nothing natural, because nature doesn't cause disasters. Nature just responds, to whatever you inject into it. You can manufacture artificial winds. You can use all sorts of technology to cause outcomes that give you the veneer of wildfires, but in actuality, it's not a natural caused fire. It's caused by the hands of men who use technology. And our minds has just been, we've been taken on this wild roller coaster. I mean, if you think about it, go back, retroactively just look back at your whole life and remember, just recall all the negative news that we've been fed all our lives. It just makes it very easy to just accept things for what they are and think that that's just the way it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, folks. People dying of cancer is caused by men, by the foods we eat. People getting sick, it's the foods we eat. It's the air that we breathe, the pollution of the air, whatever they spray on top of us. Have you looked up in the sky lately? Have you seen those weird cloud patterns, those streaks in the sky? Those aren't natural clouds. That's not God in the sky. For you simpletons, those are Cirrus aircraft dispersing chemicals on people. What are those chemicals? Who knows? But I did a video about a year ago. There are 31 definite toxicants that are being sprayed on us. Those are just the ones that we know about. There could be much more. I never knew how the human body, respiratory system, digestive system, cardiovascular system, no matter what system you have, I don't know how it benefits from inhaling toxins. Last time I checked, when you inhale toxins, it doesn't usually yield a positive outcome. I mean, if you've done research that shows that breathing in toxicants or toxic material, microplastic, nanoplastics, nanoparticulates, aluminum, barium, strontium, magnesium, let me know if you've come across research that says breathing these things in are good for the human biome. It's not. It's deadly. Everything that happens to us is caused by the hands of men. They've gone into food and corrupted food. They've got into the air, corrupted the air. They've raped nature, and then they're using nature as a weapon. Blaming catastrophe on nature, where all nature does is provide us with the things that we need. Vegetation, oxygen, an equilibrium with the hydraulic cycle of the universe, of the planet, of Earth. But and I'm just upset because there's not enough of an outrage by the masses, and these things are going to continue to happen until we have a large conglomerate of people, a large populace of people, the overwhelming amount of a majority of people who get truly upset and enraged about what they see happening and respond accordingly. But we have too many people that are just indifferent. I think that's the sad part. You've already lost the battle and lost the war when you become indifferent to crimes that are being waged upon your humanity. Because if something happens to you and it doesn't affect you directly, but it affects your other fellow man, then indirectly it's affecting you as well, meaning that they can do the same thing to you. See, I'm not in California right now. I'm in Texas. Yes, you can say that I'm fortunate that I'm not in that fire, that I'm not a part of those flames, but my heart goes out to those people who are going through what they're going through, because that could be any of us. See, one atrocity to our fellow man is an atrocity to all of us, to us all. Because if they can do something so evil to people that live in a different geographical region, they can do it to you too. It's unfortunate, folks, but I'll leave it there. And it was planned. The mayor knew it. The fire insurance companies knew it. They all knew it. They said something about the fire insurance companies would have went bankrupt. Well, the rates were being increased, so the fire insurance companies were trying to increase the rates, and they were not allowed to increase rates. Why did they need to increase rates? See, the monetary system doesn't work. It's a greedy system. And the only people who benefit from this greedy system are those who control the system. Those who don't even need the money. They just use the money as a means of control. With all the people that are paying fire insurance monthly, you're trying to tell me there's not enough money to cover people? People are skimming off the top. It puts you in a situation where people are stealing. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Because we've all been plagued and infected with the mark of the beast. We were born in the belly of the beast. And we've been working tirelessly of trying to escape that belly. We're in it. That's why I've been on the road, going to work. This is part of the beast system, where everybody operates like robots. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have time to take care of yourself to even work effectively. Because time is our master. And we work according to the clock. And everything is time. Gone are the days when you can just do things on your own term and time is not a factor. But everybody is working within this time crunch dynamic that induces stress at a frequent rate and puts people in a vantage point psychologically where it becomes a disadvantage to your entire aura or to your entire existence. It's a disadvantage because you don't make good decisions when you're under stress. Your body would tell you that, because when you're stressed, your cortisol levels increase, which causes you to reach for sweetie, fatty foods, which the food industry already knows because they've injected those things with chemicals that cause you to come back to them. So they cause you to be an addict. So whether it's wildfires, whether it's diseases or sicknesses, whatever it is, we are the animals on the farm. And this entire gigantic experience that we call reality that we're living in, we're nothing but we're nothing but an experiment. A huge fat experiment. But we're too mentally inept to see it. A few rats in a rat laboratory will understand that they're being used, while the majority of the rats won't understand. They'll just think that this is the way life is supposed to be, not knowing that they're in an experiment. They're in an experiment. We're taken to war. We're divided with frivolous, dumb, distracting political topics. We're burned down, we're killed, we're injected with things that they call medicines that cause us to die and cause sicknesses, that causes sterility in women, causes them to be sterile. You have foods that are touted as being nutritious but are deadly. You have our children going to school who they can't concentrate because of the food chemicals in and what they're eating. They say there's a war on drugs. Should be a war on food as well, because foods have drugs in them that induce certain behaviors. We are chemical beings, and if you take chemicals, you will be impacted. Your neurons will feel it. The dipple antennas in the brain will feel it. Your sensory perceptions will feel it. As the synapses and the signals are being sent through all parts of your body, your whole existence will feel what you eat. There's a spiritual connection with food when you eat it. You eat foods that are nourishing to the body, it nourishes your soul, hence nourishes your spirit when you eat right. When you eat bad foods, temporary pleasure is initially felt from a taste bud standpoint, but overall, the overall result of your body, or the overall impact of what happens after you consume something that's deadly, is deadly. The impact is deadly. When you eat something deadly, it just makes sense. It's logical. You eat death, you get death. You eat life, you get life. So our whole entire system, this laboratory, this ecosystem that we're put in, this farm system, we're the animals on the farm. They feed us industrialized junk. We buy the industrialized junk. They feed us manufactured stories, indoctrinating our brains to make us believe that bad things are just bound to happen no matter what, not knowing that these bad things that are happening are actually planned and controlled by the controllers. We sit back, we're waiting for the next event. So it leaves people like me and you and others who think with their brains. We start to think and come up with our own conclusions. And when we do these things, we're then ostracized and alienated from the majority, and we're given the label of conspiracy theorists. We're never going to be heard because we are the minority until there's a mass awakening in this country for people to see what's going on. Nothing will ever change. And for people to literally pull out the system, to break the system. But it's such a big sacrifice to make. To pull out of the system means that you don't seek the system. But how can you pull out of the system where everybody has a mortgage, or they pay rents, they live, you need money? As long as we are dependent upon money, we're always going to be governed by our masters, and we will continue to be wage slaves until we die. The only way to kill the system is for everyone. I've said this many times, but it won't happen. But for everyone to just dedicate an entire, just like they did the lockdowns with COVID lockdowns, and they locked down businesses and people couldn't go anywhere. Well, we have to do our own lockdown. The same energy that they used against us, the same tactics, the same means and mechanism used in terms of a lockdown and a shutdown because of this boogeyman virus called COVID that everybody thought that you can get by just being out. We need to transfer that same energy and reciprocate the same process back to them. In other words, let's do our own lockdown. Everyone for an entire month, just don't go to work. Everyone will shut down the system. The bankers, those who are in control, who control the money printers, they will panic because we're not giving in. The only thing that keeps the system going is us. We are the engine to the vehicle. If you kill the engine, the vehicle is useless. If we stop working, the system dies, and it forces the controllers to come up with a new system. But whatever new system they come with will be a system that's posed as a Trojan horse. It'll be something that's given the introductory, perceptions of something that's going to be beneficial to us. So we're going to change a new system. We're going to make it where everyone it has a fair chance, and we're going to do this, and people are not going to have to work anymore. Whatever system that they sell will be a system that's going to be deadly in the long run. You won't see it initially because people who are desperate become emotional. When you become emotional, you become a person that's vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, you're more likely to just accept what's given to you because you're vulnerable, you're helpless. You can't trust controllers. And then once we all stop working for a month, I know it's going to be hard because you won't get your income, your employer won't pay you, but your employer is not getting paid either. They're not getting paid money. See, money is what makes the system work, but we work the system. Money is a tangible item, but that's as far as it goes. Money doesn't talk to you. It doesn't live. It doesn't breathe. It's just money. It could also be viewed as something that's abstract as well, because money is digital now. 3% of money is currency, meaning that you can actually see it, coins or dollars. But 97% of money is digital. You don't see, when you get paid, you get a digital number that's typed into your account. So we're already kind of living on a credit-based system, which is where the economy is moving to. It's just an easier way to track people when you have a digital-based system. So if everyone just doesn't go to work for a month, it'll be hard. We'll have to depend on one another. We'll have to plan it though. People will have to just literally just buy a bunch of things and just stock up, and just for 1 month don't work, and watch what happens to the system. It crashes. Not like COVID. Not like it crashed during COVID. It'll crash much worse. 100 times worse. Every daycare worker, every nurse, every doctor, every teacher, every fireman, every mechanic, everyone just said, I'm not going. Watch what happens. Something good will come out of it. It'll be hard initially, but the only way we can beat the system is to make a huge sacrifice. And the sacrifice doesn't necessarily mean having to kill people or do anything that's outlandish. You just have to move from a comfortable situation to a much more uncomfortable situation, if that makes sense. That's what you're going to have to actually do. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Just give you guys something to ponder on, think about. Leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, your health is your wealth. Your true wealth comes from your health. It doesn't come from the monetary system or the free market economy. It doesn't come from your bank account. It comes from how you treat your body, how you treat your soul, and how you treat your mind. All right, peace. Your health is your wealth. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. All right, bye, guys. Till next time. Peace.